Sports news now. Barely 3 days after clinching the team event at the All-Africa Senior Badminton Championship, Team Nigeria earlier this evening won the men and women's singles titles to round up the championship in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. In the women's singles final, Nigeria's Dorcas Adesokan defeated Africa's #1 and Mauritius's Pt.4 Kune in straight sets 21-12, 21-13 to win gold. The men's singles title went to Nigeria's #1 Opeyori in a thrilling 3-set victory 21-17, 15-21, 21-17 again against another Nigerian, Godwin Olofua, who is ranked #2. In the English Premier League, Manchester City stand just 2 victories away from retaining their title after Sergio Aguero's second-half goal gave them a scrappy victory over Burnley at Turf Moor. Aguero's 64th-minute goal, bundled in and given via goal line technology despite Matthew Lowton's attempted clearance, summed up Manchester City's performance as Burnley's organisation and resilience threatened to keep them out. David De Gea's howler handed Chelsea the advantage in the race for the top 4 after a 1-0 draw with Manchester United at Old Trafford on Super Sunday. Earlier, 10-man Arsenal suffered a 3-0 defeat at Leicester City in another blow to their hopes of finishing in the top 4 and qualifying for the Champions League. Sri Lankan authorities have revealed that father and brothers to mastermind of Easter Sunday bombings, Zahran and Hashim, were killed during a raid on Friday. Hashim himself was killed when he blew himself up at a hotel in Colombo. He was leader of the group said to have been behind Sunday's attacks. Security forces raided a house in Santa Marutu near Hashim's hometown Katankudi. Gunmen opened fire as troops moved in, according to police, and 3 men set off explosives, killing themselves, 6 children and 3 women. 3 other people died in the gunfire. A close family relative confirmed that Hashim's father and 2 brothers died in the raid. As a security measure now in Sri Lanka, the government has announced a ban on face coverings aimed at Muslim women following the attacks. Indonesia's General Election Commission says more than 270 election workers have died, mostly out of fatigue-related illnesses caused by long hours of work relating counting millions of ballot papers by hand. Around 7 million people were helping to count and monitor the April 17th vote and were expected to work through the night in sweltering conditions, which took a physical hefty toll on many who, unlike civil servants, do not undergo a medical examination before starting work. Elections were the first time the country of over 260 million people combined the presidential vote with national and regional parliamentary ballots in order to save money. Around 80% of the 193 million eligible voters cast their votes in more than 800,000 polling stations. It's also been election day in Benin Republic as the people decide on members of a new parliament. However, there is no opposition candidate taking part in the election. Electoral authorities ruled last month that only 2 parties, both loyal to President Patrice Talon, met the requirements to take part. 5 years ago, voters in Benin, which introduced multi-party elections in the 1990s, could choose from 20 parties for the 83 seats in parliament. President Talon, a former businessman known as the King of Cotton, came to office in 2016 on a modernist ticket. He says electoral reforms were intended to bring together the country's several hundred political parties into streamlined blocs. And the main news again. Over 370 residents of internally displaced persons camps in Borno State were today rendered homeless after a fire razed their homes at the Flatari and Ngono camps in Mungono. Also today, the People's Democratic Party and presidency traded words over President Buhari's trip to the UK. While the opposition party insisted it was an insensitive venture, the presidency said the law was not contravened. And security forces in Sri Lanka today killed some relatives of the Easter Sunday bombing mastermind, Zahran Hashim. That is the news at 10 tonight. Thanks for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani. Good night.